What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to just very quickly talk about more ways to earn DEC, or at least one more way to earn DEC. Just because, especially for a lot of newer players or players who just don't have a lot of assets in the game, or whatever the cases are, whatever it may be, DEC is getting harder and harder to come by, right? Last year, the LPs were shut off, so they were no longer giving DEC as a way to earn. And so the only way in which you can get it now, right, is by burning SPS. You can rent cards out, or what I'm going to show you today is another liquidity pool here. Now, I will give my usual disclaimer. This is not financial advice, and you should understand the risks when it comes to liquidity pools, especially when it comes to something that is not necessarily a game token, but a third-party token. So I'm going to give a shout out here to Peak Monsters. I think they provide an awesome service to the community, most of which is free, but they also have a paid kind of membership program too, where you can get extra benefits and features. Jarvie has been with the community for a while, and I've spoken to him, got to meet him at Splinterfest, and he's just a good dude building cool tools. So the LP reward that I'm going to look at is the PKM SPS. Now, PKM is the Peak Monsters token. And so what you can do is pair that up with SPS. And as you can see here, the APR currently is 84.76%. So again, it's not that I'm telling people to chase yield, although a high yield is always nice. But there is the risk of impermanent loss if the tokens diverge in value over time. So I would highly recommend, before you do anything, do your research, figure out what impermanent loss is. The basics here, as I said, right? If the tokens diverge in price, whether up or down, then with one going up, one staying the same, or going down, then you will have an imbalance in terms of the amount that you put in. But again, it's much more complicated than that, and it's called impermanent loss because, as the name implies, you don't actually lose until you sell, meaning that you remove from the liquidity pool. So the main reason that I'm bringing this up is because there are several rewards given out: SPS, PKM, vouchers, and DEC. So the main thing, obviously, that I'm focusing on here is DEC. And if we go over to Tribaldex, you'll see here that this thing pays out over $100. I think it's when I was doing my math, it's like $104, $105 worth of rewards at current value for these tokens, right? So SPS is at let's just go here so you can see SPS is at 3 cents, just under 3 cents. DEC is 830 Splintoshis. Vouchers are at 12.5 cents. And then your PKM token, where is PKM? Let's look it up. PKM is at essentially half a penny, maybe 0.6 of a penny. So going back here, basically, when I just ran the math, and I did this off or before the video, you can see here that you look at that 84% APR. About 5.46, we'll just say 5.5% return on just DEC alone. So again, is it a lot? No, not necessarily. Obviously, you're getting a lot of other tokens in terms of value, but you are getting direct DEC then that you don't necessarily need to, burn SPS for or swap SPS for. So again, just pointing it out, it's a solid liquidity pool, and if you believe in both Splinterlands, aka SPS, and Peak Monsters, PKM, right, then you compare those up together. But again, just be aware of the risks when it comes to LPs. So I just, to me, I think that there is a value here, especially with DEC potentially becoming much more scarce. Now, once we do get, I'll say this, once we do get to or once we get closer to PEG, I should say, then burning the SPS that you have will be another option. And there are many ways to get SPS, right? All of the official Splinterlands liquidity pool rewards, right? They all pay out in SPS. The game pays out in SPS. Your brawl rewards, validators, like all that stuff comes out in SPS. It is the reward token as well as the governance token. So Ultimately, this is just providing another avenue. If you haven't checked out Peak Monster services before, maybe this is an opportunity for you to go do that. But like I said, just giving a shout out to Peak Monsters. I mean, I use their services all the time. They do a lot of great things, and yeah, I just when I was going through and just doing a little analysis, my weekly or daily, whatever it is, I'm obsessed, right? So I was just looking at the overall rewards here, and noticed how high the APR is. And it's been high for a while, right? Mainly because there's not as much liquidity in there, right? There's only 46,000 in terms of eligible liquidity, versus a lot of the other official Splinterlands LPs. So, but it's kind of nice to get a little diversified portfolio of SPS, PKM, Voucher, and DEC. So that's really all I have for you guys in this video. Just sharing with you another avenue, because I think most people are either looking to burn/swap SPS, or thinking that, man, I need to increase my, I need to buy cards and then rent them out. But that's a tough game. I'm not saying that you can't make a lot on that, but you're making individual bets on a lot of different cards, hoping that the meta doesn't change and hoping that these cards retain their value, that they're nothing comes in to nerf them, essentially, right? So and right now the card market is not, it's interesting in the sense that if you play at the higher levels, those rents are doing well, but obviously at the lower levels, we've seen a dramatic drop. So if you don't want to think about it, right? If you want it just to be more passive in nature, and the meme of passive income is what I'm trying to get at here, is like, well, then you can go in and just do another liquidity pool. Again, this is not an official liquidity pool by Splinterlands, but it is run by Peak Monsters with their token and SPS. And like I said, you'll earn about a 5% return, 5.5% APR on DEC alone at the current values of all of the reward tokens that are paid out. So that's all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know, are you in this pool already and enjoying it? Are you planning to join? Is this something that was even on your radar? Like I said, this might be geared towards newer players or players that are just seeking other ways in which they can earn DEC without having to go and do a bunch of market transactions. So that is all I got. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.